That winning feeling. That winning feeling. How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the Cowboys Dragons review from round 21. Obviously, the game was last night. Cowboys getting the win over the Dragons, 38 points to 32. I tried to do a live stream for the game, but unfortunately, the Wi-Fi at my place decided to shit the bed. And then I tried to use my hotspot, and somehow that was worse. So, apologies about the obviously no stream last night for the game, and I decided to postpone the review to today because the internet just was going horrible last night. So, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. I decided to do the review now because, we're in the middle of Super Saturday. Obviously, Warriors and Titans just finished before, and the next game's in about 25 minutes. So I thought now would be a good time to review this game. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be able to do it till tomorrow night. So I thought now would be a good time to review last night's win over the Dragons. I want to say hello to the chat. Hello to Luke, Melbourne Storm fan. Hello to HB Aviation. G'day to Will. G'day to River. Hello to the loyal Jason Reader. Everyone else that is watching. I hope you are all doing fantastic. As always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't worry about me. I'm just trying to get over this cough. I've had this cough since last Wednesday. Would you believe it? The day before Dolphins Cowboys. That's how long I've had this cough. Almost 2 weeks. So I think it's starting to go away. But yeah, I've still got it. So it's not ideal by any means. All right. Let's talk about the game last night. So Cowboys beat the Dragons 38-32. Am I happy with the win? Yes. Am I happy with the attack? Yes. Am I happy with the defense? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We still conceded 6 tries last night. And with all due respect, if we're going to make a run for the top 8 and if we're going to attempt to beat a couple of good teams that we're playing in coming weeks, we sure as hell aren't going to be doing it by letting in 32 points. We got the Sharks next week down there in Cronulla in Sydney. And, we're going to need to defend a lot better. Otherwise, they're going to score more than 32. I can assure you that. They'll score, 42. The Sharks, they're a good side. They're a top 8 team. So we're going to have to be on next week if we're going to beat the Sharks. But the Dragons, to their credit, they started pretty poor and then they got back in the game. And then we sort of ran away with the game a little bit, and then they sort of came back. It was a pretty bizarre sort of game. So it was a weird one because kickoff happens from the Cowboys, right? They kick off, it goes out on the full. Dragons are on the attack immediately, and they had 3 or 4 sets. I think they had a 6 again in there somewhere. They weren't able to score early. We end up scoring a few minutes later after defending our goal line through Zach Labour. And then Tom Dearden, not long after that, we go out to a 12-0 lead, and we looked on fire opening 10 minutes. After that, first 3 minutes of disappointment, we really kicked on. And then, obviously, the Dragons hit back through Tyrell Sloan in the corner. And then Matthew Feagai got one not long after that. Got back to 12 all, 25 minutes gone in the game. And it was a game of, it was a really back and forth contest early on. So it ends up being 12 all. And with about 7 or 8 minutes till half time, Cohen Hess comes off the bench, fresh, lots of impact. And big Cohen Hess ends up scoring. And the Cowboys go to a 18-12 lead. And then Dearden makes a line break. Drinkwater back on the inside. Cowboys go to 24-12. And then literally on the very last play of halftime, the halftime siren goes. There's a kick crossfield. It goes up. Braden Burns touches the ball. It goes backwards. I thought he knocked the ball on, to be honest, but they say it went backwards. And then Jeremiah Nanai goes over in the corner pretty much on the stroke of halftime. And the Cowboys, they managed to score 3 tries in the last 7 minutes of the second half. And we go up 28 points to 12, and we were dominating. We were on. We were on, man, especially that last 7 minutes, that first half. We were on a roll, man. Half-time probably came at the wrong time for us, to be honest. So, second half begins, and then, in the first half, we kicked off and went out in the full. Second half begins. Caden Lars takes the first hit up, runs like 15 meters, ends up getting thrown over the sideline. I kind of felt sorry for the kid. That was a really tough way to start the second half. Obviously, Caden, by his reaction, was a bit frustrated by the whole thing, and I can't say I blame him. So, the Dragons get an opportunity early on. I don't think they score in that period. Anyway, 10, 15 minutes go by in the second half. We were a bit flat, couple of errors, couple of poor penalties we gave away. And then Corey Allen, the ultimate journeyman, ends up scoring for the Dragons on the wing. Cowboys still lead 28-18. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, Tyrell Sloan once again goes over. He ends up getting a double. And all of a sudden, game on. Game on in Townsville. What are we, 28-24, I think, at that point? Or 28-22, something like that. And then, hang on, where's this thing? I think it was 28-22. Let me just make sure that's correct. Don't want to be don't want to be wrong about that. Was it 28? What was it? Yes, it's 28-20. Sloan scored. They missed the conversion. Actually, no. So it was 28-16. Flanagan missed it. And Sloan scored again. Another miss from Flanagan. So 28-20 is the scoreline. And then Jacob Little, who was an absolute nightmare all game, Jacob Little, coming off the bench, making some impact. He scores for the Dragons. Cowboys are leading 28-26. We've just completely dropped our guard and we've let them right back in. And it was quite insane. And then Tom Dearden had enough. He just goes, fuck this. On the right-hand side, Dearden goes over and scores a fantastic try. 34-26. You think the game's just about over at that point. Then the Dragons go for a short kickoff. They don't get it. Braden Burns ends up running to the left and throws it to Purdue. Purdue ends up running about 65 meters and scores a great try. 38-26. There's about 5 minutes to go. You're probably thinking game over, right? You're probably thinking game over. And then literally with 3 minutes to go, Jacob Little again scores. And I'm just like, can we not breathe here? Like, can we just enjoy a win? And the Dragons, they just make it hard for us every time. And ends up being 38-32. And then I think the Dragons might have made an error. And then Jackson Purdue made an error in the final minute and a half. And then the Dragons were throwing the ball around. It was a bit chaotic. And obviously they weren't able to score. And we end up hanging on. I think actually that Kyle Flanagan put a kick in for Sloan, but no one was chasing it. And then Derby runs the ball dead. Ends up being a goal line dropout. And then I think we did the dropout, and that was pretty much the game. Cowboys win 38-32. Like I said earlier, Cowboys have got some big games coming up. We've got the Sharks next week. We've got the Broncos in our last game of the year. If we're going to go on a run and beat some of these good sides, we can't be conceding 32 points. It's just not good enough. So defense needs work, and defense needs work quick. Now, I want to talk about some of the standout players from last night because there were a lot of good players from the Cowboys last night. You had Scott Drinkwater at fullback, absolutely outstanding. You had Jackson Purdue in the centers, had a very good game. Zach Labart, who I've been a little bit worried about, form-wise, since coming back, he hasn't really kicked on, but I think last night was his best game since returning from his ACL injury. Labart was outstanding last night. He had a great game. I thought Tom Dearden was just out of this world, guys. Tom Dearden was out of this world. He was incredible. He couldn't have played any better last night. I thought Harrison Edwards did a good job in the front row. Ran for 81 meters, made 30 tackles out of 31. So, there's a lot of Harrison Edwards critics out there, which I think is a bit ridiculous considering he's one of our best defenders and consistently makes a lot of tackles. And the fact that he made 30 tackles and still ran for 81 meters in 36 minutes is a pretty good effort, to be honest. He played well, Edwards. Griffin Neame, he's been playing big minutes lately. He was good last night. 61 minutes. Apologies about the coughing, guys. 132 meters for Griffin Neame. He was good last night, man. Jeremiah Nanai, outstanding. I thought John Bateman as well came back from his groin injury. Thought he was really good, John Bateman, especially on the edge there, defending really well. Reuben Cotter was good last night, played well. And off the bench, guys, Cohen Hess. Thought Cohen Hess was outstanding. All season, Hess has been coming off the bench and providing incredible impact. And I thought he was great last night, Cohen Hess. So good performance from him. Also, Caden Lars. And look, I know we got thrown over the sideline once and he had an error or two in him. But, Caden Lars, a really good young front rower coming through. Ran for 75 meters last night. Only played 15 minutes. And in that period, he definitely learnt some tough lessons, but he provided a bit of impact off the bench. So good stuff there from Caden Lars as well. And I'm going to say, guys, with all due respect to Kyle Lawton, I'm not sure what he offers. Like last night, he did a really bad tackle on Jaden Sewer. Jaden Sewer is now injured and will probably miss the rest of the season. And it's not the first time Kyle Lawton's done it. That there was a tackle he did earlier in the season. I think it might have been the Roosters game where he did a stupid tackle and he ended up getting suspended for 2 games. And I think it's happened again. So I like Kyle Lawton. I think he's got ability and everything, but he's, dirty tactics now. That's the second suspension he's done. Like I'm a little bit frustrated with Kyle Lawton, to be honest. I've got nothing against the kid, but it's not even a kid. He's been around a while, but I'm just getting frustrated with his performances, And look, for the Dragons, Tyrell Sloan played pretty well. I thought David Clemmer was good for the Dragons. I thought Leilua was good for him. I thought Jacob Little and Hamish Stewart were good. I thought Jacob Little especially was outstanding for the Dragons. Matthew Feagai had a good game. Moses Suley did some good things for the Dragons. Corey Allen as well. But in the end, Cowboys get it done, and I'm very pleased we got the result. My top 3 players from the Cowboys win last night. I'm going to say number 3. Look, I think I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to go with Reece Robson. Thought Reece Robson was very good last night. Number 3, Reece Robson. Number 2, I'm going to go with Cohen Hess. Hess was outstanding. A lot of impact off the bench. Scored a try. It was outstanding. And number 1, player of the game, I think you've got to go with Tom Dearden. He was out of this world last night. Best on ground by a long way. Right. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching the Cowboys Dragons review. Really appreciate you. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Go the Cowboys.